Welcome to Unexplained Wonder, the channel where mysteries are unraveled and curiosity takes flight. I'm Ms. Investigative, your host on this captivating journey. In today's episode, we delve into the intriguing topic of alleged time travelers. Strap yourselves in as we uncover fascinating accounts and delve into the enigmatic world of time travel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below with your thoughts and theories. Let's embark on this mind-bending exploration together. Let's dive in. In 2006, in the city of Kiev, Ukraine, police were called to deal with a confused man. When they arrived, they found a young man who was scared, didn't know where he was, and was dressed in strange, anachronistic clothing, carrying a camera. Little did they know that they were possibly standing face to face with an actual time traveler. The man's name was Sergey Ponomarenko, and when the police asked him for his ID, he handed it to them, and the first thing they noticed was that it was issued from a country that didn't exist anymore. The Soviet Union. Ukraine was, of course, part of the Soviet Union in the past, but the Soviet Union had dissolved almost a couple of decades ago at that point. And this guy looked like he was in his 20s. And yet his ID stated that his birthday was in 1932, and he matched the picture in the ID. So something didn't add up when they asked him what day he thought it was. He answered April 23rd, 1958, and that's when the police said, "Okay, we're going to take you to a little room." "You can't!" The nice doctor, "You're hiding, don't." So Sergey winds up in a mental hospital in Chekhov Drive, Pavel Tokarov. So the doctor played along with this whole idea, and he asked him if Heck would figure out, or if he could remember how he wound up in 2006, even though he thought it was 1958, and as recorded by the doctor, Sergey said, quote, "It was daytime and I wanted to go for a walk in the city. I took my camera, but when I was at my house, I saw a strange object that had a bell shape, and it was very strange, and it was flying in a strange way. It is difficult to explain. It was seeing it might be better to locate photos from my camera." Drive Kuchokov was curious. I got a hold of the camera, and the first thing he noticed was that it was an old rare Yashima Flex. The doctor was a bit of a potiphering himself, so you recognized the brand and knew right away that this was like an antique, which is a problem, because it uses type of film that hadn't been manufactured since the 1970s. You can't just take it down to the cases to get it developed. So he called in a photography expert named Adam Poisoner about him, got the film out, and he was able to see from the real info that was manufactured in 1956, but it was in perfect condition. So he developed the roll, and this is when everything just kept getting weirder. What he found on the roll were photos of Key, but clearly from a long time ago. All the cars, all the clothes, all the street signs, all were from the 50s, and there were photos of buildings that didn't exist anymore, and right there in front of those buildings was Sergey with his girlfriend, a time out, enjoying a beautiful day, wearing the exact same clothes. He was found in the last photo on the reel, just as Sergey had suggested. Featured a bell-shaped UFO. When the doctor asked him about the UFO photo, Sergey said, quote, "Now are you convinced I'm telling the truth? I so far do not understand what this object is and how something like that happened to him at the same moment when I took the picture, and I'm down to look at the camera, and somehow he showed up in this year." Drive Kucho Calves, being scientifically minded, hypothesize that if this was some kind of alien spacecraft, it could perhaps have flown them across the universe at the speed of light and brought them back in a split second and do it. Einstein's theory of relativity. He would experience time dilation, meaning that time would have barely passed for him, but back on Earth 47 years would have gone by the flight-off's navigator theory. If you will, that night Sergey went back to his room, closed theater, and was never seen again. The hospital security camera captured when he entered the room, but it never filmed in leaving. There was only one way out of the room. It was always watched in the room windows have bars. So it was no way for him to escape without being noticed. Yes, sir. Guy just pulled a Shawshan man up and vanished like a fart in the wind only. There was no Raquel Welch poster to explain what happened to him. He was never found. No means of escape were ever found. He just vanished, leaving the police with his camera, his photographs, and a crazy mystery to solve. A mystery that just keeps getting weirder because they investigated the case and they found out that there was actually a Sergey Ponomarenko that was declared missing in Keep in 1960. They also were able to track down on the woman in Thepapwafing, his girlfriend, who was now over 70 years old. At this point, she told the police that Sergey had disappeared that day in 1958 but returned just a few days later. the exact amount of time that he had been in 2006, but then she claimed that he disappeared again in the 1970s, and this time he was never seen again. But years after he vanished, she received a strange photo in mail. It was from Sergey, and according to the note he wrote on there, the photo is from 2050. It shows an older mustachioed Sergey with keeping the background only in this. The spotty, the skyline's full of skyscrapers. He also said in the note that he would be back soon, which for whatever reason didn't happen. The story is Sergey Ponomarenko's gone down internet lore as possibly the most well-documented case of time travel in history. There were photos, there was a recorded interview, so where are the real ones that they exist? Travel is a fascinating subject, and a lot of thought's been put into how it would actually work. Einstein's theory of relativity specifically is calculations that show that it should be possible for an object in whenever to travel through space and time in a spherical direction and end up back at a starting point. Einstein called it a closed time-like curve, but of course, it's when talking about time travel. As professor of science fiction studies at Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta, Lisa Jacek told Lev Season in 2020 to quote, "Time travel tales let us imagine that we can break free from the grip of linear time." Would you all probably get the general gist of your smart people watching this, but why does that happen? Exactly. Remember to subscribe to Unexplained Wonder for more captivating explorations of mysteries, where we delve into the unknown, embrace the enigmatic, and unravel the secrets that lie beyond our grasp.